shares with me. I'm so excited because I have personally done sessions with all of them. So, I feel like we totally understand each other. We can, yeah, vibe. So, with that being said, I want everybody to introduce yourself. So, Alexa, I'll just have, from top to bottom, however that clock works or whatever you guys want to just share who you are and say hello, and we'll just keep this conversation rolling.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So I'm Alexa. I'm a digital marketer by profession. I am responsible for a lot of Maya's branding and her website and somewhat kind of like where her business is right now. So it's been really fun, like working with her for the last several years. And I've done quite a few sessions with her. She's just opened me up and expanded me to a lot of like different things. And so I'm really excited to talk about that tonight.
Yay! Thank you.
Well, I am Toy. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am from Memphis, Tennessee, Memphis, Egypt, Tennessee. And my fields of work is I own a music publishing company. I also have the first water in the metaverse called Meta H2O. We're also in stores across America. And then I also own a commodities company. And I'm a healer.
Yay! Thank you.
Beautiful.
And
I would
beautiful.
like to, I wanted to say that Maya really changed my life. I was already spiritual, but I had no clue as to how big of a spiritual, um, I want to call myself an entity that I was, having issues with my daughter who had 23 different persons coming through her, and I didn't have any help with the hospital or with, anyone when it comes to religion that could help me. But ever since I met her, everything has come into manifestation after having sessions with her. So I want to say I appreciate you, Maya, for that.
Oh, thank you. I love you. Thank you.
Love
Thank
you
you.
too.
I'm Angel Lori, Angel Lori 555 on YouTube. And I met Maya through a podcast called Typical Skeptic and with Robert Khalil. And she has given me more ability to see into what's been going on spiritually with my soul and the various journeys that I go on and the various beings that I am encountering. I'm putting those puzzle pieces together with a prior hypnosis session that I had, and it's really coming to fruition for me. And I've been given other information about things that have happened to me in this reality and others. And it's really opened my eyes to what this construct is, what it's for, and the beings that really operate here. And, just trying to figure out exactly, well, I think I know exactly what my mission here is, but exactly how to get that accomplished. So she's been like extremely helpful in getting to the bottom of these things and getting this new information in. And it's, she's on her own spiritual journey too. She's on her own journey, but while she's doing her journey, she's also helping everyone else. And she really is in service to others. And I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Amen.
Oh, you guys are gonna make me cry. Happy tears. Well, since I've been on this journey, it's been really crazy. I'll just start off by saying, like, for me, it was a series of things that kind of led me down this path, like a crazy childhood, relationships, just crazy stuff. And I don't think it wasn't until I was really by myself, like just drawing and listening to music, when I started to like go within. I didn't even know I was doing that. You just start drawing pictures and you're like, what did I just draw? And you're like, that came out of me, and it's like something, and I'm just like, okay. And then I started, my Claire started waking up from art. And then in one of my hypnosis sessions, they said that's another way you can meditate and tapping in is by drawing. And so I like to say that was one thing that helped me on my journey is to do art, and I encourage other people to do art. Apparently, it's healing as well. Um, my journey has been quite like a serious, crazy roller coaster. It can go right up and then come right down. And I like to blame it on like retrograde, or I'm like, who's in retrograde right now? Like, who do I blame this on? You know? But, you know, it was hard for me because I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anyone. It wasn't until I finally had my own hypnosis session done, and then I was able to, start doing sessions with other people when I finally started seeing so what else is happening out there. Like, because I was watching all these videos, Alba Wyman, all these hypnosis videos, but when you're doing it yourself and seeing what people are going through in their worlds that they don't even realize they're experiencing, it blows my mind. So this journey for me has been a mission to help people remember who they are and to help unlock those memories, because I feel like that's where a lot of the magic is hidden, locked away in one of those doors, you know? So, Dolores Cannon, I have to thank her for putting me on this path. Edgar Casey was the one that rang the doorbell, but Dolores Cannon is where I really went through. And then I also did Eckhart Tolle. Am I saying that right? Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. That was really powerful for me. That really helped me focus on what was going on in my life and not blaming other people, really focusing on my life and manifesting. That's when I started manifesting positive things and not negative things, because I was both. Before, it was like both. And then finally, I came across, what's his name? The Four Agreements. And that one was, don't take anything personally. And I'm like, really? Even if they, cuss you out, yeah, don't take it personal. They're just having a bad day and they're just taking it out on you. So those little things were like the beginning that helped me, that led me down this path. I don't know what anyone else was experiencing, but for me, the dark night or the shadow or whatever they were calling it was very dark for me. There was nobody there, you know? And even when I knew I was psychic and awakening, I couldn't tell anybody. I had to like write it out and see, like, am I right about this? And then when you're right, you're like, oh, let me keep my mouth shut and keep on walking. So that's what it was like for me. I moved away from everybody, came into the country, went in nature, and just was like, you know what, that's where I need to be. Because I left Los Angeles, I came in the nature. When I was in LA, I was at the beach or the park anyways. I was like one or the other. I didn't really hang out in the city unless I was So that's my opening statement. Alexa, do you want to share anything about how your journey began, or how would you like to start yours? I don't like to tell people how to start their stuff, like however you want to start it. What would you like to say? I'm so excited to see you.
I know. It's been long overdue, and like I probably have one of Maya's craziest sessions, and it's so crazy that I refused. It was recorded, but I refused to allow it to go public. So,
it's my
she's like,
best one too. I'm like,
it's her best one.
I'm like, what do I have to do? I'll give you a long. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
you could do it. You could do it, but you don't have to have anybody see your face. You could just do the voice, do the vocal if you want to share it that way.
It's wild. It's too wild. It's too wild. I know. But I think it's been a long spiritual journey. It's been a very humbling one. in a sense where I feel like the place that I've arrived at today is just coming to like, I know everything, but it's like I know nothing, right? Because it's like right when you think that you know enough or you've got something, you realize that there's just whole other layers to how this thing works. And I think like I'm kind of getting comfortable like with well, like you know what? I will probably spend my whole life and never fully know everything, and that's probably the way that this system is designed, and that's okay. um as far as starting out, I grew up in Los Angeles, California. um Grew up in a major mega church, was born into standard Christianity or whatnot. And when I was older, got involved in ministry, was serving as a prophetess, and got licensed to be like a minister or whatnot. um Ended up in, I guess you could say, a religiously arranged marriage. Ended up moving to the Bible Belt, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And when I
Ooh.
got to right, when I got to Tulsa, and I was like spiritually like told to come here and like pushed here. But when I came here, it was like this big undoing, because when I got here, I had so many questions like, why is it, if this is the Bible Belt, why are things this way? Why am I sensing these things and not sensing these other things or whatnot? Um, and I was really just kind of led to like all of the major cover ups. Like, for example, one of the largest Christian universities here is actually an Illuminati lodge undercover, and they follow the Rosicrucian manual to a T. And when you actually go through that thing, you will realize that the majority of the major mega pastors around this country also follow that manual to a T. And you'll know it because you'll see what they do is in like perfect is in perfect practice. There was that, and then coming to the realization that the religion that I was in intentionally teaches you absolutely nothing about angels, really nothing about angels or an angelic activity, um, which is essential for living, especially for us.
Oh
Um,
no.
Finding out their covenants with extraterrestrial, entities. Um, Even just being here and seeing and understanding all of the hidden extraterrestrial activity that goes on here. So I spent, that's what how I kind of met Maya. I spent like several years where it was like in my marriage, it wasn't just me and my husband living in my house. It was like me and my husband in a gray. And so it was like, what do I do? What do I do with this? What do I do with this gray? And me also thinking like, okay, I'm a Black girl who grew up in Los Angeles, California. That stuff is for crazy people that live
Right.
in the live
Right.
in the deep country, in the cornfields. How is this happening? And it was what I was dealing with was beyond my level of understanding. It was beyond my religion and my faith. I was even told like, don't take that stuff into church. And I was like, okay, well, if I can't take it into church, then where do I go? So I had to wait. I had to wait. I went through a lot of torment, almost to the point of even like almost dying. And was fortunate enough to be able to come across Maya, who really just kind of had to teach me some, really like some other things. And it was like all of a sudden, for the first time, I didn't necessarily feel alone. I didn't feel alone, and I did not feel, powerless. I didn't feel like a crazy person, for once. And it's been I would say like our friendship, our sisterhood has just been a really great, beautiful journey, like from there. So now it's just kind of been a matter of me more so discovering more about who I am and my own bloodline, um, and the rites and passages that, belong to me. And, just kind of realizing too, like not everything is black and white. Not everything is what I've always been told that it is, and to stay like super open minded and very loving, not just judgmental. Right. And it's okay if you chew up the meat and spit out the bones. You just, for the most part, like do what works for you. So
Mhm.
I love
that's
that.
all.
Thank you.
Sure.
Does anyone have anything to say to that, or do you want to jump right into the next? Thank you.
I just want to say that it sounds so cool that it's another black person. Because I always looked at it like this and white folks stuff when it comes to, different things. I mean, me and my mom, we would see like UFOs and stuff like that. And I always known that I was spiritual and different. But when we was able to catch a gray alien in my session out my window during a specific time, and I didn't even see it. A friend of mine who I had, I wanted someone else's opinion because this was something new for me as well. And he was like, stop the thing, you know what I mean? My daughter, she had it cast into the TV from her phone, and he was like, well, wind it back. And then we didn't know what we was waiting on. And he was like, lock the doors. Like I was like, dude, if we lock the doors, it still can get in here. We talking about a gray alien right now. And I felt so happy though to finally catch it or catch one or something on video other than a UFO, finally getting something. So for me to hear you say that you have this issue, the same issue that me and my children have, and we're in separate places at the moment, it makes me feel a little bit of relief to know, I already found out that I'm not crazy, but still, you know what I mean? You still have that little thing in your mind, like, what if I am crazy? And what if I got my kids delusional too? So to hear that is amazing. And it's also amazing to hear how you were able to be in touch with someone who can help walk you through this, this thing that you have going on.
I met her through Clubhouse. I was talking in a room, and Maze heard me talking, and she was like, I got someone who might need your help. And every time she would hear me, she kept saying it, I got someone. And I kept saying, send her, I'm here. And finally, I think it was like the same amount of time. It was like 7 months, both of you. It was like right around the same time. 7 months later, I finally heard from you guys, which was crazy. But I have to say this, Tori.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, I have to say this. So the shadow, the thing that you saw in your window, that actually was your higher self.
You think so?
Well, because I asked him in your second session, I said, let
You
me
know
ask,
what? Come to think of it,
because you
I
were on the
did hear that because
spaceship.
that's when it blocked us out from seeing. Because we were asking about, we were asking something, and I
We
think
were
they were,
asking about hair and the different
yeah,
people, and then it was a little bit like low vibration, and your higher self came in and shined the light on you,
and shut it down.
and then I saw the higher. I said, "Let me call in the higher self," and then the shadow moved, and the higher self came in. And then, because as soon as we started talking, I saw the shadow come in, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then the light came, and then we asked the higher self to step in, and the shadow left. And then in the second session, I said, "Was that you?" Because
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen the higher self before. And he laughed, and King Yama laughed and was like, "I've never been
And you
spotted."
know why in my mind I was still thinking of what it was
Yeah,
because,
great.
Yama is or was Shiva turned his skin a completely different color too. I also wanted to mention this. I know it's kind of off, but me and my daughter have recently been having actual grays in our room, like we call it the witch ride in our back. But or they call it sleep paralysis. But our stuff is so wicked that usually when I have it happen, I can see everything and I hear, things that are going on and I can see stuff, but I can't move. and no one is like, no entities or anything is around. I just can't move, and I'm like, man, I need to get up. But recently, I've had 3 times visiting within the last 4 months, and it blew my mind to see that there's a tall one and a short one in here, and I'm like, this is some stuff out of the X Files right now,
You
you
just
know.
now telling me this. We didn't. We should have asked when Aki was under.
I know, but I think we've kind of found out that there's like been some upgrading going on. And I was speaking to Tahuti, which is Thoth. Um, we was talking about this, and then and it was somebody else I was talking to. I think it was with Aki, but we was just talking about the upgrades that are happening. And so a lot of times, or sometimes, we feel like these entities that show up are something negative because of what we feel, especially not having any control. But I feel like they're chiming in to upgrade us in some type of way, you
Yeah.
know, and
Um.
things were changing. Yeah,
Well,
things were
we might
changing.
explore that one. Are you shielding every day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't say exactly every day because I got so much stuff going on, Maya. Like, but I do. I'm protected because I
But that's
got.
why I got Grays showing up. They're like, "What's up, homie? I
But
can't
I
figure
know,
it
but
out."
I have Aki here. But I don't feel like whatever these things were, even though it's scary, I feel like I know them. I feel like I know them, and I feel like um they're doing something like an upgrade or something. You know what I mean? Um And I mean, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, but it's just been weird how they've been showing up, and especially the one time I was in Delaware and we were at the hotel, and it's a nice suite. The windows made out of glass, like I mean, the wall was all glass, and it's right on the Delaware River. But I wake up and there's a portal and two entities standing there, one with a clipboard, blew my mind. And then the other time we were at his house, his dad's house, and he was telling me a lot of stuff that went on in that house with his grandparents and all this and that. Now his dad has the house and blah blah blah. But as we were in the bed asleep, I heard people talking, and there was a house next door that the people were fixing the roof on. So I'm thinking in my mind, in my sleep, like, dang, the people back over here working on this roof talking. And so they end up saying our names, like, and that's what made me really kind of jolt, like, wait a minute, these people don't know us, so how do they know our names? And so when I woke up or opened my eyes, I couldn't move, but I looked over and they were standing there whispering to each other about me and him.
What were they saying? Could you tell?
I can't remember. You know how, like, as when you have a dream, sometimes you remember it, but then the little pieces fade.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of, it's weird, but I knew that they was talking about us, but I can't remember what they were saying, and I was trying to wake him up, but like I said, I couldn't even barely move.
Mm-mm.
So I have a question. So have you been able to discover or uncover why they've been tracking you?
Well, what I've uncovered, because I don't know if Maya really said anything to you guys about this, but I was stabbed in the head 36 times, my throat slit twice, hogtied for 7.5 hours with plastic bags around my head, being suffocated. Like I said, for 7.5 hours. I was 7 months pregnant, and my other two children were in the house. And the lady who did this to me, her eyes were black. And throughout my life, I've had people that flip like that. Like, we call them body jumpers. You know what I mean? And so, um, after me finding out a lot of things about who I am, with me being a old ancestor, I've been here many times, and finding out especially about King Yama, I was able to find out the reason why that I'm being attacked is because I save a lot of people. and I help a lot of people. So they trying to, first of all, throw you off track a lot of times from what you're destined to be or do, but you can't stop what's divine anyway. You know, my mom went through this type of thing. My kids, my daughters, they go through this. And but I got other family members that don't have these issues, you know. But I feel like they want to stop something, and I feel like they want to stop something great. But to be honest, I feel like a lot of things have been opening up, especially with the time that we're in and the veil that's being lifted about who we all are and what's really taking place. And I think that they really wanted to throw me off course from that, especially through my kids too. Cause with my daughter having 23 different people coming through her, and I mean her face structure changed, the eye color changes from blue to gray to orange to red, black. And my ex, who was a member of an Academy Award winning rap group, 3 6 Mafia, when we were together, that was the first time. Well, it really wasn't the first time. It was the first time I recognized what was happening and that these were different beings entering and showing up. You know what I mean? But just talking through a particular person. So I mean, I haven't literally got down to the real bottom of it, but I'm really close.
Yeah.
Mm, I got you. I know my stuff. I so my grandfather is one of the um or was one of the largest NBA players in the world,
Mhm.
and can't release his name because my mother wants to still stay like kind of hidden like at the moment.
Mhm.
Um, so that it's like I know that there's things running that way, and then that's on her father's side. On her mother's side, a lot of her relatives are sitting on the boards of some of the largest corporations like here in the US.
Mhm.
So when this stuff really kind of first started happening to me before I realized it was extraterrestrial activity, I thought that it was just like some weird species of demon or something like that because that was
Demon,
all
yeah.
that I was told, existed. But
Mhm.
these things, like they would come through and they would paralyze me, and then I would feel them searching me over, like they were actually going into my head day after day, and then
Mhm.
they would be crawling up my walls while they were paralyzing me, and then they would run over me, and I could feel their frequency
Yeah.
searching for something. And I was like,
Mhm.
what are you searching for? Like, I am nobody. Like, I'm just this poor girl,
You
you know,
somebody. You
right?
somebody.
I'm just like, I was like, what is it that what is it that you're doing? Like I don't get it. But then it was like when I moved here and um was starting to see angels, was starting to see the extraterrestrial activity, was able to connect more with the storms and the weather and things that happen here. And then I would be getting oh my gosh, like I would be getting full downloads of like movie scripts and concepts. And okay, even though like I would be around the entertainment business, I just didn't want like anything to do with it because like
Mhm.
that I'm a peaceful introvert. I didn't want to be all up in that culture like that,
Right.
But it was like this stuff will still come to me. Um Downloads for certain pieces of like technology, will
Mhm.
come. I haven't like moved on any of it yet, and then it makes me wonder. I'm like, I wonder if that was the stuff that they were searching for,
That
because some
probably
of it,
was some of the stuff that they searching for, some of the things that we may have.
yeah,
Because when you think about it, although we can't recall certain things, like we literally have a super mega computer. Our heart holds memories, which is a brain, and our DNA holds every memory or instance that there ever was since the beginning of time. Although we don't have the know-how sometimes, and we use some of our special abilities, but we don't have like the ability to actually use 100% of our brain to pull up stored memories, from a while back without having an enhancement. They're able to probably dig, like you said. I didn't even think of that, girl. You just really gave me some insight on some stuff. You know what I mean? Because my daughter was saying she felt like that's the question, like, what do you want? Why are you here? Type thing. So you really just, you got me thinking.
I have a question. Do any of you know background information into what people call super soldiers or the secret space program? Have you ever heard of these type of things?
I
I
have.
have just very recently, actually.
Okay, I've been involved in it since about 2020, and I really felt that the information that was being shared by many people was the truth. It was the absolute truth. And now I found that I'm involved in that stuff. But what I'm also seeing is that I think a greater majority of humanity is involved, because what happens is once you're born, once you come through the portal of your mother, you're already tagged. You're already tagged. Your energy signature is already known. They know information about your soul, what your soul has been, what information your soul has, what races you have been. They know. These corporations, they know. They know our
Mm.
children. They know us. They knew our parents. They knew our parents' parents.
Yeah.
This
They know
this
the whole
bull,
story.
this bull has been going on for centuries. Okay.
Mm.
And what they do is once you're tagged, they can always go back to that energy signature, because your frequency, that's you. That's your frequency. You can raise your vibration, but your frequency, that's you in all of the realities. That's you. That's how your soul family can get to you. That's how your allies can know you. They know you by frequency. So they have your frequency basically cataloged, so they can
Hmm.
come in to whatever point of time in your life. What they generally like to do, they like to start from about, generally is like the age of 5, but I'm sure they've gone younger, because I was told that they mess with me from the age of 3, and I'm like, 3 years old,
I
you
can
don't have a
remember
right
before that.
to your sovereignty. I was like,
Hmm.
they come at you because your brain is so open between the ages of
You're
say
very
about,
impressionable then.
yeah, it's not impressionable. It's a brain wave that you can hold, so they can literally crack you open, split your psyche into whatever or how many other ever energy that they want you. Like your daughter, you say she had like 27. They can do.
23,
They
yeah.
can. They can split your psyche, and then as they
Yeah, she
split
got
your
split
psyche,
up.
they
They
train.
tried to split mine too, so I know what you're saying is real. Because when I
Yeah,
was younger, they would show up, but they had me feeling like they were my dolls talking to me. But then I realized they're not the dolls, and even after I threw them away, it was still happening. So
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
everyone to like at least explore and find out if you've been put into these programs, because they take you when you're a baby and they split you. They will, and the way that they split you, it is so horrendous. And to come to the realization that this happened to me, they do the satanic ritual abuse, which
Yeah.
involves the rapes. It
Yes.
involves sodomy. It
Yes.
involves all kinds of things, making you drink blood, making you kill people. It's all kinds of stuff that they do to literally fracture a mind, fracture you. And I'm coming to the realization that it's just I go by the preponderance of the evidence. And by the preponderance of the evidence, I cannot deny that I have been taken. I have been taken. I have been fracturalized, but I feel whole. I feel like a whole soul, a whole being. But with the evidence that's been presented to me, I cannot deny it. I can't deny it. And more people are coming out of the woodwork to tell me, yeah, we've seen you in programs. We've seen you do things that, according to them, I'm an assassin. They have split me and they use portions of me to murder people, to do missions, all kinds of craziness. But it's not always in this reality. These
Yes,
corporations,
and other realities.
they stretch across the reality, they stretch across dimensions and densities to do their evilness to people. So I'm convinced that the majority of the humans on this planet most likely have been
I,
infiltrated, have been
I,
infiltrated and abused. And we don't even know it. You would never even know it unless things start coming out of your subconscious. You
yeah.
know, I noticed I was having dreams. I'm like, why am I in this suit? Why do I have this technology attached to me? And I know how to fucking use it. I know how to use
Hmm.
technology. And I'm in tight things. And I'm like, what is this? and and now, because I was taking my dreams to my friend, she has a podcast and they do dream interpretation. And then now that I look back at that dream, and I'm glad I wrote it down, I'm like, that was me in a mission. That was me being used. And then
I
when you have
get those too. The stuff that you're saying
to look into it,
is stuff that I remember too. But I look at them like maybe that was a dream or whatever, but very
I,
familiar.
and it's,
Well,
if you come in of a frequency where you've had um experiences of your soul with many intergalactics, and like it seems like in this earth realm, which I call it a hell realm. In this earth realm, if you've been some type of past authority, some like you guys, if some past authority, the higher you are, they definitely are using you or have used you. They definitely, because according to people, they will never pass on the opportunity to get at a deity, that a being that's been a deity here. They will never pass on that opportunity. You are like a high value asset, and so are your
Yeah.
children. They go down the lineage. They have the technology to see down your line,
hmm
down your line. So, I advise everyone to be open minded. And if you're getting information flowing through your dreams, or you're having visions, or you're having a lot of synchronicities, it's your guys, they're trying to ease you into this information that, these diabolical beings are a part of your world. They're
yeah.
part of your world, and we need you to deal with it. I guess we're gonna take that as another portion of shadow. Take that as another portion of shadow, because right now I'm at the point where I'm like, whatever they have me out there doing, and what they do is they come in through your astral. They train you. They program you. So they will use like these words. They will use words on you. But when you're in your astral, that's when they'll pull you into their shit, pull you into their program in your astral. When I wake up, I have bruises, I have needle marks, I had a alien's face
My daughter, she just
on my
called me
arm.
yesterday. She has bruises. She got two of the same type bruises. They're rounds and they're purple and red, but in the immediate center, it's bright. Which is, she's like, Mom, how did I get the two different marks in two different areas, on my body that look the same? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, it's driving me crazy what's happening.
Maybe ask
So
Maya to try to do
she's ready to Maya.
a
Which
hypnosis,
one's this?
get you.
Ashanti.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
Ashanti. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Ashanti's the big one.
Uh,
Ashanti is
I
she
have
ready?
to
She called
real
me.
quick.
Yeah,
And
she's
and
ready.
being that we know they're definitely going after the kids. They're definitely they probably already
Yeah.
they probably already split them when they were young, and it seems like they'll just file you away and then activate you as needed.
I
And
And
was
to be honest, a lot of them, they come through trauma. They come through because the way they worked on my daughter was, the same thing they did with me was try to make you feel bad about yourself and make you feel like nobody loves you. And then once you get to a low vibration, it's easier for them to go ahead and take over your body. Like I literally thought I would never see my daughter again because of all these other people who were there. You know what I mean? And I had to we tried all kinds of everything, but and that's when I met Maya and we were able to do the shielding and kind of follow what my higher self said to do. And on top of that, my thing is to let my daughter know that she is loved and she has to love herself because although we could be trying to help her, she has to help herself. And the only way you can help yourself is to build yourself up. She's a dark-skinned girl, and me and my other two, I'm a little darker now because I live in Vegas and the sun be shining on me all the time. But But, I had to teach her about her lineage and what it is to be melanated that way and how great it was and that it wasn't a bad thing. And now she loves herself so much. And let me tell y'all something, this girl can sing, boy, she can sing. And she can write, and that's all she does. And, I'm so happy and proud for her now because 2 years ago, Maya, I would have never thought that we would be where we are now when it comes to Ashanti.
I
She's
still I'm
literally living.
she's living her best life, right? I'm
She
always like,
is alive, girl. I thought I never would see Ashanti and that she cried all the time like she just wanted to kill herself because she had memory gaps and losses because it was somebody else there.
she'd be gone for days. Remember?
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah.
even know for years. You didn't know what you thought she was just being a rebellious teenager.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, girl, then I just started realizing that her voice would change. It would be a different accent, like somebody from London. She never been to London, or she turned into a little girl or an old man. And we would just notice the way she dressed or would do her hair. And,
Hmm.
when you're
Remember that
around some,
time I told you to write a list of who they all were, and you wrote them down. You
yeah, I
were
wrote all the names and ages down.
Yep. And then when she was switching, we were talking to some of them, and that
I
was
still got those videos.
yeah, those were
Y'all would
crazy.
literally trip out. And there was at least 5 or 6 voices speaking out of my daughter's mouth at one time.
Yeah, for
She was
So
that
very
she's
usually shaman. They usually when things like that happen, people contact the shaman, and the shaman will help to reintegrate.
I am a
Mhm.
shaman.
I
They
am a shaman.
they will help to
I know, right? We helped her, didn't we, Maya?
We did.
that's
We
what
did.
that's
We
what would
did.
happen. You would need that shamanic energy to help to reincorporate that being into more of not fractalized, but
A
that
whole.
I
whole
kept telling her, "You're
feel.
beautiful. I love you." I don't even know where all that came from. I just felt like that was something to say, and I didn't even know like that was needed. You
That
know?
was needed. And then you remember Achaya, it jumped from my other daughter to my other daughter who was trying to help us. And she started
Yes.
like having it. And she said in her head, they kept saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. When you were saying, you're beautiful, you're smart. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
like it.
attachments. Yeah.
But you
It
know
got
what I feel
crazy.
like? I feel like you guys, because they know their time is up. Amen.
Yes,
Mhm.
It's
right.
over with. It's over with. And everything is the veil is being lifted. We got the frequency being raised higher and things are changing. So they're jumping around at a rapid pace because they know
And
their time is up.
their cohorts, their cohorts that help to um, propagate them here and be in people and do these things, they will not stop. They are
Mm-mm.
psychotic, psychopathic.
Yeah.
Relentless.
Super
They will
psychotic
not stop.
psychopaths.
They will not stop.
They won't.
I'm like, dudes. if I'm finding out y'all been messing with me since I was 3, I'm gonna be 56 in August.
Girl, you look good.
When do I get a break? Thank you. When do I get a break?
Never.
When do I get to retire from being used like a puppet? When
I know.
can I go to sleep? Because my guys want me to sleep. They said they told one of my friends I need to sleep more. I need to get more rest. I sleep 4 hours. That's it.
Me
Most of
too.
the time.
Three,
That,
4 hours.
and I'm like, but when I go to sleep, you know, crap is happening.
Yeah, you
I
don't
do
know
my
what's you.
shielding.
You try
I
to
do.
avoid sleep a lot of times because of it.
I don't miss it. I don't miss my shielding. I do my shielding and whatnot. But it just, and I've been playing around with different frequencies in here when I'm sleeping. And I'm like, who has perfected to prevent these beings from these humans and these malevolent ETs from taking us and doing stuff with them? Because I've been told I'm out there doing the
Right.
most trafficking children for them, flying ships, and all kinds of bullshit. And I'm like, listen, my soul says no. I reject it. Whatever they do and made me do all these years, that's not me. That's not me. I don't take any of that karma. I give all that karma back. Only what's organically mine given by source. Everything else they can have. But I'm like, oh, it hurts your soul.
Yeah.
You're like, well, where are all these guys and these dragons and things that I know are around me? How come, what's going on? So for the last couple of nights, I've been calling in my seraphim. I've been calling in my orphan to surround my house, surround my bed. And I make sure I disintegrate any malevolent portals because they
And that's
these
the
this
thing. It's a
damn
lot of
TV,
portals open.
this TV
Yeah.
is a portal. This TV that I got in my bedroom.
TV.
Um,
Take
I,
your TV out of your room. They said, or unplug it, cover it.
I,
They said
I,
it's
I cover
portal.
it. I
Get
cover
it
it.
out of your
In
room.
fact, I cover it. I cover it with a blanket because there's nowhere for me to move it out of my room too. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere for me to move it. So, and I got a big old 90-inch in the living room.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so
pretty sure if you unplug it, that should disconnect the power source, right?
I don't even think the way that they move. I don't even think that matters.
Like
It's
to
just the fact
know.
black. It's a black flat space. They can
Yeah.
Yeah, they
still
be coming
move.
through these black holes and portals,
They
and
can
they
still use
literally
it as a portal.
everywhere.
And you
Alexa,
look at a
didn't
little.
you
They come
have
through the
something
side.
happen with you in a mirror when I did one of your sessions? Remember
Who?
You know
the
what?
portal? Oh, we're not talking about that.
Well, no, it's not that the mirror things. I don't know that it happened in a session. It happened in
No,
real
I think
life.
we addressed it in your session.
Hmm?
We addressed it in your
We
session.
addressed it in a session.
In your
Okay.
and they had
So
said,
then,
yeah, I remember. Do you remember?
so then I have to go back because I would have to go back to that session because like just a couple of months ago, I went through something. It was interesting how earlier before this went live, we were talking about dialing out of the matrix, right? And guys, like I had a little dog named Brownie who was like 12 years old, right? And for several months, Brownie was trying to dial out, like he needed to get out of here. And I could hear him dialing out. Um, and one of the reasons why he needed to dial out is because unfortunately I have stalkers. I also have handlers, and I'm doing my best to be able to get out from underneath them. And it was just really hard and stressful on him the way that I get done. Um, it's just time for him to kind of like leave. And so um, either way, even when that was going on with him, even though he's dialing out in this realm, it has to look like it's something else. It has to look like he's sick, you know. It has to look like he's going through something. Um, And the way it was weird, like the way everything got orchestrated too, that's when I was like dealing with mirror portals in my house. Even my ex, I went through a very strange injury, right? It just kind of came out of nowhere. It came through my mirror. I was standing in front of my mirror one day and all of a sudden I wasn't able to, I bent forward to do my makeup and I was in excruciating pain when I went to get back. Then and this was in my bathroom. Then there's another mirror inside of my bathroom that's like near the doorway. And I tried to walk by it and I wasn't able to stand. Right. So that was like my first experience with the fact that, like things can actually come through like the mirror portal. And I was like, oh my gosh, like who put this here? Like what type of, you know, what type of crap sorcery programming, right? Whatever, um, is this? And so that was in real life. That was in like October, November, maybe early November, right? So if we did a session, if that came up, then like I need to go back and look like, okay, well, what was it that was said about the, the
Yeah.
mirror, and figure it out.
What
Yeah,
is
I can't remember exactly. I don't know if it was family connected or what. I can't remember. I just remember them saying that they got to you through the mirror and you were trying to walk by and you couldn't, and you literally were like crawling because you couldn't get back up. I remember you saying that you had to crawl, that you weren't able to stand, right? Wasn't it
Yeah.
that bad? You were like in excruciating pain.
Oh,
Then
you know
after your
what,
session,
Laura?
you were able to walk a different
Okay,
time.
because that's what happened, and I forgot because I did end up having difficulty walking, and I did have to do a session with you after that, and you helped me to unlock my back so that I could get back to normal. I completely it was so much has happened in the last 4 months. Like I forgot that we did that session. But no, like you're right. And my memory is gone. Like I need to go back specifically to
Yeah.
that one because we probably did address that.
Yeah, we did. I remember. I
well,
remember.
a lot of religions talk about it's like a technology, just like there's a spiritual technology, there's the fake matrix technology, there's a mirror technology. So
Mm,
I think I know about the mirror technology a long time because I don't have mirrors. The only mirror I have in my house is because it's attached to the wall. I live in an apartment. It's attached to the wall. I can't take it off. That's the only mirror in my house. Any
Oh,
like I have a compact, and that stays closed on my desk at work. I just recently put a mirror up, and at my job, I recently got like this mirror from the Five and Below store, so I could position it at my cubicle, so I could see who's behind me. Because the way they got me sitting is like my back is to the. I don't like that. I gotta see who's creeping up behind me, so I position the mirror. But I gotta put some extra protection on that because um things can see you through that.
right.
Things can see you, things can monitor you through that. So I gotta throw some extra protection over it. But I did install a mirror at my job. But in my life, no, no. Just figuring out how to deal with these dang TVs. And if you got a TV in your child's room, you might want to rethink that. You might want to rethink that. It's like we have to become like mental warriors here. Any avenue that these entities can get into your world, into your children's field, they're gonna do that. And we already know that program us through like what you may watch on television. You're already getting that program is coming in through your eyes. And then they have the voice to skull technology where now you are hearing things talk to you. You're hearing things tell you, oh, you need to kill yourself. Why are you here? You don't got no reason to be here. Why don't you get the hell out of here? Why don't you go walk in front of that car? There's literally people, humans sitting in locations beaming technologies at your body. You
Yeah.
got a lock back, you could have been beamed. You got a migraine instantly, You could be beamed. It's like this technology, and they beam it to your frequency. So it's for you.
Mm.
So your husband, your boyfriend, your may not be getting it.
No. Yeah. I thought last time I was able to do like this heart
Your
thing
heart.
that
Oh yeah, and you put
that
the little heart
projected.
shapes.
It doesn't
I
do it
wanted to
anymore.
say I love y'all. I gotta
Yeah.
leave. I have somebody here that's here to look at a car. I'm on the West Coast, so you see it's still daytime outside.
Yeah. Love
Yeah, it's
that.
like 6:39 over here. So my day is still going, but I definitely am so happy that I got a chance to meet you, Alexa and Angel. And thank you so much, Maya, for having me on here. I love y'all, and we literally got to continue this because the worst thing that they've ever imagined is happening. We're banding together.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
and we're
Most
melting,
definitely.
and we're
Yes.
melting. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Big difference.
I
They
say,
they
Yes.
don't want it.
amen, Ra.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. I want to give a shout out to Achaya. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, my daughter's in the chat. She was just speaking on my other daughter because she's the one that has issues with the grace as well. You know, they've been popping up on her at least 3 times in the last month or two. She's called me almost every night.
What
She
y'all need
must not be
to figure out
shielding.
are the good
I've
and
started threatening them.
there's positive
Yeah.
ones. There's positive ones, and
Yeah,
there's
there's there are positive ones. So I can well, I don't know if these particular ones are or not, but I believe that some of the ones that have been showing up, although it seems scary, I think that they're really there upgrading us or something like that. You know, just talking to some of the other spiritual. I don't even want to call them spiritual. I just want to call them other ancestors who have incarnated back just for this time. You know, we've had conversations that some of the things that has been going on, and we feel like there's been upgrading and integration things that are going on. So I don't know, but we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Y'all, I love you. I gotta
Yeah.
go. I got a
Thank
customer out
you.
here.
Love you
Okay,
too.
love.
Good luck with
I
it. Bye. Bye. Oh, I'm so glad you guys got to meet her. Do you guys need to go? We've already made 57 minutes, so we can always end it now, or you guys can chit chat for a little bit. Um, it's totally
I gotta go to work tomorrow, so
okay. All right, Alexa, thank you so much for joining.
You're welcome, Maya. Thanks for having me on. This has been beautiful. This has been
Yay!
really
I've
beautiful. Yeah.
waiting for this moment. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this moment. And I'm so glad that I waited till I met Angel Lori. So now she gets to meet you guys because she's a little firecracker too. Wait till you hear the
I
stuff that
see.
she gets to. And on the ship, when she's in her room, no wonder why they got her. So she's in there with a sword, samurai sword, getting down or practicing on the ship, right?
now I'm like, is that a bleed over? Am I in
Right.
that brainwave? Am I pulling experience stuff from what they have me out there doing? I don't know. It's
We
just
got to
it's a
explore. We got to go in deeper. We got to find out. We got to spend a little bit more time exploring and finding out.
this hell room is too much. It's too much.
It is.
But
Well,
we can handle it. We can handle
right? One crystal at a time.
it.
One herb and crystal at a time. Well, I guess that should be it. It's been almost a whole hour, so we won't keep ourselves tuned along. We got a whole lot of other things to do, but I could talk to you guys forever. So thank you for joining me. I love you both so
Thank
so so much. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me in my life. I'm just so grateful that the people that I have in my life now are just people of value, like people who are I love in my I'm so used to like getting rid of people in my life. I'm like I love you guys so much. So I just want to say I appreciate you very, very, very
We're
much.
counting down to your birthday turn up.
I
Woo!
know. I know. I always say a party all month long, but I gotta wait till after my brother's birthday. His birthday is May 5th. After his birthday, then I can be like, it's my month now. You had your birthday, so yeah. Alexa's gonna come visit. Can I say that? She's gonna come visit me. I'm so happy. So yeah. And then hopefully on the way to Florida, we're gonna pick up Angel Lori. I'm hoping and praying the universe aligns everything perfectly. And you never know, Alexa might show up. You never know. I told
Right.
Toy too.
We're caravanning, so hey.
Yeah, I told Toy, I'm like, Toy, Florida, July. So you just never know what can go down.
There's a
So
beach.
yeah.
There's a beach, so.
Okay, shoot. I got my little jar of sand from last time. My friends went to Florida. I had them go to Key West and bring me back some sand because this is Atlantis uh, quartz, crystal clear quartz, sand from Atlantis. So I was like, I gotta have me some Atlantis sand.
And don't forget that even though we're going to a conference, you got to understand at a conference you have all this energy in one location.
Oh, I know.
And realize the negative sides, they can literally freeze the whole conference and take us. And
I'm taking this with me. This is my Andara crystal. This is my Pleiadian crystal. This when they told me when I have this crystal with me, I am invincible.
So make sure you bring that, because
I'm gonna put like an emblem on my neck or something. I'm gonna be like, can't get my throat chakra.
As long as we're all awake and aware and protected, that's all we can do.
Yes, exactly.
So
all right. Any last words? You guys have you want to share any links or let people know where to find you? Anyone needs a website? Go see my girl. Any shout outs or any plugs?
Well, for me, just Angel 555 on YouTube.
Nice.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at that Virgo Alexa.
That's right. Make sure you follow her, check her out. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and see you guys next week. We're going to have another roundtable next week. I'm super excited. So stay tuned for next week. So thank you, guys. Thank you, gals. I love you, sisters. Have a good night.
Bye, ladies. Good
Bye.
night.